have your beat. Now I need to take this beat, give it a cover art, give it a title, distribute it through DistroKid. DistroKid is going to distribute your beat on all streaming platforms. What DistroKid is also going to do is going to give you content ID. Anytime your beat gets played on social media, you're going to get paid off of that. You need to now take 30-second snippets of that beat, preferably the hook, wherever the beats are coming in, wherever the beat drop is. You need to now make short-form content around that beat. And you take one short-form video and you post it on YouTube Shorts, TikTok, Instagram Reels, Facebook Reels, and Twitter. So that's 10 pieces of content you can make off of one beat, and you'll get paid off of all of them.
Okay.
First topic. What's bad promo versus good promo?
Ooh, that's a good one. Promo is I'm here. That's all promo is. Marketing is, hey, you in the black hat, pimp to the back with the white letters in the front that likes, this is marketing. Promo is, hey, I'm over here. So bad promo would probably be the equivalent of clout chasing, but that's only in the eyes of anybody over 25. Attention of the people immediately around you, but you'll never be able to reach the world because nobody's brand is going to want to be tied to that shit.
Would you say then that bad clout chasing is part of bad promo?
No doubt, no doubt. This your boy, the Joker Overlook MC, right here, live here on 716 Live. Big and Girl Vet Green. We on across the board on all the platforms today. We have a special show today with one of my brothers straight from Anderson, South Carolina. First, I got my co-host for a little bit with us, Queen Vet Green.
What's going on? What's going on? I'm just liking and sharing this post so everybody know that we are live with the pop-up show with the Joker.
Yeah, here on 716 Live. You know what I'm saying? Make sure y'all go ahead and vote for 716 Live for the Media Company of the Year on the 716 Music Awards. Make sure y'all go ahead and vote for my man. You know, the Jay Heat be holding it down with the family. You know, I'm good to be part of the family. So, you know what I'm saying? So I'm good to be part of the bloodline.
Yeah, we lucky to have you. We really are.
Yeah, we doing what to do. I got my man Cool Chuck in the building.
Yo. What's up, people? What's going on?
Yeah, right from the A&D. Cool Chuck here, producer, beat maker, DJ. He definitely pushed the hip hop culture forward since day one. You know, so let everybody know a little bit about yourself, just a little something about Cool Chuck. A little something, let them know, a little flavor.
Well, yeah, man. So I'm from Anderson, South Carolina. You know what I'm saying? Everybody know what I said. I guess they got a little bit more popular with Chadwick that played Black Panther. He's from there. Cat was like a year or so younger than me. I don't even remember him. Back in the high school, I don't. He went to the rival high school or whatever. But I was friends with a lot of guys he played ball with. But anyway, that's the town. The town I'm from in South Carolina. Oh man. Fell in love with hip hop, man, like when I was like probably 13, 14. I went over to my man's son's house, who I also wound up later, you know what I'm saying, rapping with, doing, collaborative work with him. Man, and I seen him scratching DJ Jazzy Jeff, Fresh Prince, Brand New Funk. That was it. I was like, that's what I want to do. You know what I'm saying? Fell in love with it then, had my dad get me turntables, man. I think I was like 14. He got me a mix and a turntable, and he was like, I don't understand. Y'all want to take records and you take my records and you scratch them up, scratch over. Don't touch my records. don't you buy your own records. The only thing I see y'all doing is tearing up some records. Yeah, man. And so and that was it, man. I got started, man, and shoot, it was history from there, man. I just love hip hop. Got into beat making shortly after that. I was like, I wanted to make the music because I just had music just in me. You know how it goes, man. When you're sort of musically inclined, but you don't really play instruments.
Right.
But you can produce and you can make stuff. You know, it's about being creative, man. So I got on it after that, and next thing you know, man, we was rapping, we was making local albums, whatever, man. And then I was producing for people and still DJing, and that's what it's been. I moved up here to Charlotte because I'm actually in Charlotte now. Like 17 years ago, I moved in Charlotte, and so still been, man, fast forward, man, up here in Charlotte. It's been full speed, man.
Yeah, definitely. You definitely been inspiration for me when I first met you, because at the time I moved to Anderson, South Carolina. It seemed like hip hop was dragging. It was I came to visit in Anderson, South Carolina. I believe it was in 90. My first time there was like 96 for a short. When I was traveling with the fair, and I was hearing all the good names in Anderson, and then your name came up. But they had the Dark Side Boys, but East Side was the Dark Side. East Side was named them boys. East Side or Dark Side, one of them names.
Yeah, Dark Side. Yeah,
Dark Side. Yeah, and then I heard Professor Chops. Seven.
Yeah.
All them cats, South Flock. All them names started coming in my ear like, yo, you need to rhyme with these. I was a battle MC, so I was ready for all the smoke at that time.
He was ready for all of it, huh?
I was ready for all the smoke.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah, I was out there in the fairgrounds. I was there for that fair. Traveled for a little bit. Then I liked it so much because I liked the hospitality, and I liked the people. The people in the hood. It was
Southern
good.
hospitality is ridiculous.
Yeah, hospitality was amazing. It was gangstified, what I mean? But they respect. As long as you respected, in the area you was at, you didn't have no problem. So I don't know why people was kind of scared when we was in I forgot what town we was at. I think we was in North Carolina at the time, and one of the boss man from the fair was like, "We finna go to Anderson. Y'all know what that is? That's gangster. Y'all mess around to get stick up and rob, and they try to scare people." I'm like, man, look at here, man. If you know where I'm from.
Right, rough buff.
If you know I'm from East Side of Buffalo, that's nothing for me. Yeah, I was like, okay, well, I'm home. I'm like, they looking at everybody else was scared, like, my mail so happened to so this happened to so when we was out here last year. I'm like, man, look here, dog. I'm not even worried about none of that. I'm gonna get in when I fit. And I don't know about y'all. Y'all get stick up, get robbed, but I'm gonna be good. I'm gonna be all right. I'm gonna get in when I fit in. And so that was my story, how I came to Anderson. Then I finally get to meet you through our fellow rest in peace, fellow friend Tommy Jackson, rest in peace.
Yes, sir. Rest in peace,
the legend. Yes, and then when he told me that he was doing beats and he was a hip hop head, and I was like, okay. And then when he told me, man, I'm cool with Chuck. I'm so and so, with Tuck and this and that. I'm like, oh yeah, you know what I'm saying. Then that's when we clicked from there, and then we grew from there, man. And he done produced some stuff for me. We did beats together. Did parties together. Worked together at the clothing store.
Did a couple of shows. We probably got booed, but we did a couple of shows.
That boo makes you stronger, though, doesn't it?
That's right.
Yeah, it did make me real strong, man. So yeah, that was it. That's how I got to know Cool Chuck, and we've been working ever since, man. Let me ask you this question, Cool Chuck. What was your first sampler or the first piece of equipment you got besides your turntable?
Oh man, to be honest, because people think it's funny, but the way that we worked on this thing, again, it was from my man Sean. I kid you not. Casio had this little, you'll hear producers talk about guys that were just starting out. Casio had this small little keyboard that had like 4 pads on it. It had one of the samples was like a lion roar or something. It was cheesy, but it could sample. So when you plugged in the auxiliary and then you would plug in the RCA to, whatever system you had or amp, you could actually sample, and it was sample. The sampling was terrible. Like I guess what would they call that? Like the sample rate was horrible, right?
Yeah.
But it was sample, and Sean showed me how to sample on this thing, dude. And that was the first thing. We used to make little cheesy beats, but we would take these hardcore East Coast samples and like drum loops, and we was like, we thought we was in there. You know what I'm saying? We was like, yeah. That was actually the first joint, man. And then after that, it became the ASR 10 after that. When me and Tuck, it became ASR 10. You see guys like Kanye West and RZA still use it to this day, man. I miss my keyboard. I miss it, man.
Yeah, I miss that. I you trained me on it, but I never got it down pat. Never got it down pat. I got the first, I think the first part when you first get the sample, and put it in, I got that down pat. But once you record or you make a mistake, You got to click 5 buttons just to get.
Yeah, it was a slight learning curve to it. It's a slight learning curve, but once you get it, man, yeah, it was awesome, man, because it done everything.
I remember getting one of those little keyboards. I don't know if it was the same keyboard you had, Cool Chuck, but I remember getting a little pink Casio keyboard for Christmas one year. You couldn't have told me that I wasn't Stevie Wonder or somebody up there playing my keyboard. It did come with preset samples. There were like 10 of them at the top, I believe.
Right.
Wow. Yeah,
but
man.
I'm at Bad G from Lackawanna had, I don't know if it's the Casio that you had, Cool Chuck, but he had, I think it was a Yamaha version of that.
Okay.
It was small like that, and it had like 3 pads at the top. It was similar to the same thing. He had one of those, and he used to plug it up like what you do. And what he used to do was, I don't know, he was pressing inside the tape deck, but he made it speed up.
Yeah. Okay.
You know what I'm saying? And then he'll catch the sample like that so it could be clear. You know what I mean? And that's how he used to do it. He used to do it like that, and that was his first joint. I think his father, Father Golden, gave him that joint because he was a jazz musician. He used to use it for to tune up his horns with the small keyboard and stuff like that.
Okay.
So that's a similar same thing with my man Mad G, that Casio. I think that was like, I think Casio and Yamaha was going through a competition because when that Triton came out, then that Casio keyboard I had that made beats that you could sample and you could program beats and stuff in there. So the equipment was cheesy, but that's when I first did my first beat before I even started doing beats with Cool Chuck, and I was like, I wanted to learn more quality stuff. Like that Triton was real popular when we was working in Church Kings. That was a real popular keyboard. Everybody wanted one of them Tritons. Yeah, that joint sounded crisp, but no doubt, man. But let people know all the different groups you was in and stuff like that. Because I know you did some stuff. You and Tuck had a couple of hard copies back in the day in the 90s.
Right. Well, man, coming up through high school, I first got to say, because they ain't gonna never forgive me if I don't say this, I think my first group was with Pop from Southside and Noshbone. You know Noshbone from South Flop?
Yeah.
we was first the group, man. We never told nobody. Nobody knew about our group but us. Maybe a few other people, right? But we swear we was a group. I remember in my room we used to work on like performance routines. Them guys was funny, man, but they was dope freestylers, you know what I'm saying? So Pop and Nasha together, but they was like comedians, but they was dope. I remember we used to work on routines in my room. They used to hold me up by my legs, and I used to run the turntables. It was funny, man. But man. Yeah, because we thought we was going to be the joint, man. Yeah, but shout out to Pop and Notch. That was like my first group. I forgot what we called ourselves. Something like Southside Wrecking Crew or something like that. It always be a little cheesy name, you know what I'm saying? But later on, then after meeting Sean and I started to really get serious, I guess, with music. Actually, when Tuck actually, you know what I'm saying, DJ Tuck, you know what I'm saying, he actually tapped me on the shoulder. He had got out the military, and he was like, see, you real musically inclined. You know how Tuck talk, but you musically inclined. You know?
Like,
we ought to get together, bro. I was like, yeah, man. Me and him got together, man, and bought the ASR 10, and it was, man, that was it from there, man. Then we will work with different artists. Me and him done about 2 projects, but a whole slew of different production for everybody. You know how it was. Everybody that was local, we was producing for everybody. Even some cats like up in Pendleton, South Carolina, we was producing.
Yeah. Pendleton has a good artist right there.
Yeah, we brought out the Katrina C EP. We produced that joint.
She can blow. Yeah, that girl can blow right there. That was the Mary J. Blige of Erickson, South Carolina.
Oh wow, okay.
And she's a dope writer, man. I really just wish she would, all of us, man. But it's funny, like when you get older, you think back on that about what you could have done and what you should have done. But her, man, she was just a phenomenal writer. The way that she would arrange and write songs and stuff, I was like, you are really dope. It's just we just need the connections. That's all we need.
That's all we need.
Is she still writing and singing?
I do not know because I've lost contact with her. I do not know.
Okay.
But yeah, I thought that she was dope. So we did that project. Later on, Tuck started to move in different ways. He was getting a little bit more, say maybe outside. He was getting a little more popular with his DJing and stuff like that. And so we kind of, you get that period where you kind of move away from each other, but you know what I'm saying? But you still boys, and we was working separate. I started producing from different people. And then I got with Sean, and me and Sean became BPM. I'm sorry, I need to go back. Me and Tuck were South Movement, right?
Yeah.
So me and Tuck were South Movement, had a couple of projects, a bunch of production credits. And then got with Sean, and me and Sean became BPM. And me and him had we put out a whole project, and there's some remixes and stuff like that. But I don't know, man. I don't know as to why we didn't push like we should have pushed. I don't know, boss. But
Mr. Will was part of that movement too, wasn't he?
Yeah.
He was a manager or something.
Yeah. He was our manager, and he used to try to guide us. But when you got young black males, and we think we know everything, and then I don't know, man.
Does it seem like it's tougher because we come from Buffalo, New York, and Buffalo isn't a huge city. It seems like it could be a little bit tougher trying to break out in the music business when you come from the smaller cities and towns. That's not close to the bigger metropolitan type of city.
Yeah, you are correct. It's like it's like you don't have any connections. You don't know anybody. You don't even know who to talk to. We would go into other cities, and then you would hear about this guy, he's a manager here, he does this and that, but it never really materializes. To back up now, me and Tuck were actually pushing. What I loved about my brother Tuck is that he always pushed me to learn the music business, right? So we got the books, The Business of Music, and he got the other one that was done by that lawyer. But he pushed me to learn about publishing, to learn about, ASCAP, BMI, royalties and all that, performance royalties. He pushed me to learn that stuff. So we were also studying and also doing, making music and just trying to hone our skills, man. And we used to go back and forth down to Atlanta. We actually got set up with an interview with Savvy Records. I don't know if people remember that, but Savvy was like a sister company to LaFace Records. It was owned by Pebbles at the time, right?
Right.
So,
okay.
Yeah, it was on that.
She tried TLC under them first.
Yeah.
That was the management deal from TLC before
exactly.
the Lacey's deal. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, she was their manager or whatever. So we actually got that interview. We was down in Atlanta hanging with a family member of Tuck, like a distant cousin or something, and he was like, so one of my homeboys, he graduated from so-and-so college or whatnot, and he some of his homegirls that he went to school with, they A&Rs for Savvy Records. And we like, word? We knew about Savvy because we seen it on Big Boy from Outkast's arm on the video, right? The Southern Playalistic. So yeah, we know about Savvy. And, I was terrified. I was young. I was terrified. But he was like, yeah, I'll get y'all an interview with them. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, really? So boom, he was like, yo, they said y'all be here. I forget the time it was, but he was like, y'all be here at so-and-so time. It's off of Buford Highway, Plaza. Here's the address. Boom. We go there official. You know what I'm saying? We see the TLC plaques on the wall. You know what I'm saying? We go in the building, then we sit in this this conference room, big table. They got the big system set up there, amps and everything. I was like, oh my God, what am I gonna do? You know what I'm saying? And so they start talking to us and chopping it up and, listening to the music and asking us where we wanted to go at with our music and stuff like that. They was vibing to our stuff and whatnot, but what it all boiled down to, they were saying like, what we're looking for, like they already had another kind of hardcore group. We wasn't hardcore. We was more like a Tribe Called Quest. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
okay.
Yeah, Pete Rock and CL Smooth. That's what we were more like. So, but they was like, they had an artist, and people that know hip hop will know that I'm not lying. There was a group called Parental Advisory that they had at the time. So it was like they had no room or didn't know what to do with, saying people like us. But hey, thank you for coming in, and we'll keep you in mind. But Tuck used to have me all over Atlanta. We've been in LaFace Records, also dropping off demos, and we used to shop our demos around everywhere at all the little Atlanta spots. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, we was pushing for a little bit,
Yeah.
That's a lot of great experience that you gained by doing that.
Yeah, it was cool.
Yeah. When I came to met him, and that's what we had in common because we both knew the business. I was studying the business in Buffalo. I used to go to the big library right downtown Buffalo, the big one, on the 3rd floor.
Okay.
And I remember I was talking to a couple cats from the upstate clique was just being there studying and the game. And then I used to ask them, how, what about copyrights and what about this and that? And they was like, what you got to do is you got to get your ID. It's a book that you get right behind the counter. And you got to give them your ID because you couldn't take the books out. Because, if your ID was there, they let you know that one of the books is gone. You only can use it for right into the library. You can't take it out and like that. And I wanted to take it out, but she was like, no, you can't. You can stay here with. You can take copies of them. You got a photocopy over there. Boom, boom, boom. So you know what I mean. Back then, photocopies was like bring your phone, send a sheet of paper. Back then you had to put the little 3 Ds in, whatever you got to do. And so I used to get copies of the pages about publishing, copyrights, and all that. But you also can get the main copies in the library for free.
Yeah.
But you only can give you 2. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? But they say, now you can take these and make copies, but you only can give you 2. And you got to put your name on the list. You only get 2 for like every 6 months. You can't get them all the time. The paper was real professional. And so we made copies of those. So I had to learn how to fill them out and everything and all that. But I think I really learned how to fill them out more when I met you, Cool Chuck, when I was doing the copyrights. Yeah. This was before internet, y'all. This was before internet. We couldn't go to BMI.com, none of that. You had to fill that bad boy out, ship it out with your CD or your cassettes. No CD, cassettes. With your cassette or your DAT tape or cassette. That's the only thing that they put in the mail. And then it takes forever to get that thing back. I remember I was sitting on my stuff. It took about 9 months. That's almost having a baby. Like, what?
Yeah, that is true. But when you got it, you felt like you conquered the world. You're like, oh, I got the joy. They got my joy.
Yeah. But then if you make a mistake, you got to start all over. Because they'll tell you what you made a mistake on paperwork. They'll keep the tape, but they say you got just your file number and all that. So just in case you do want your tape back, you got to call them and give your file number and all that. Then they'll mail it back to you if you don't want to correct it or you change your mind or whatever. But that was some work. That was a whole different transition than now since we have the internet. You know what I mean? So did you send out a lot of stuff, Cool Chuck, to like the ASCAP or or copyright like that?
Yeah, exactly, man. That's exactly what I used to do. To send out, I would send out CDs, and whatnot. Excuse me. I would send out CDs and whatnot, and packages and stuff. Every time, like I did a project, because Tuck always used to put in my head. You know what I'm saying? If something actually catches, bro, or you know what I'm saying, something actually blows up, you know what I'm saying, you want to be covered, you know what I'm saying? So I would send out every time I would do a project or whatever, get that CD together or that data or whatever together, or even a little MP3 disc I used to have, fill out all that paperwork and send it in and just wait, you know what I'm saying, wait for that to come back. But yeah, man, and we always used to So we were members of ASCAP on the Southern Funk Publishing. What was our other name? Chuck and Tuck Publishing was me and him together, and then we had Southern Funk Publishing. but we used to get correspondence with ASCAP all the time. Of course, we didn't have any songs that was making placement or whatever, but they was always on top of, you know, on your stuff. Right now, the kids got all the streaming. I do not understand this game right now and how it goes and how these cats are actually getting paid. But back then, with ASCAP and BMI, with these performance organizations, they was tracking your music everywhere. And whenever they tracked that play, whether it's on TV, whether, you know, say audio, visual, or whatever, or if it's on radio, whatever. If it was being licensed on a commercial, they track everything, and you would get those performance rights royalties and stuff all the time. Yeah, man, it's very intricate, man. I don't even know how ASCAP and BMI, like, I don't know how they even work, and you know, right now at this time, I really don't. Don't know.
Yeah, they're connected to the distributions now, so it's a little easier.
More like, okay,
but you don't even have to go right to them unless you do something outside the distribution. You know, then you'll hit them up on the email, whatever, like that now. So, because I'm with BMI, so you know.
Word.
Yeah.
Okay.
Vet Green, you got a question for
I do. Before I leave, how did it feel the first time you got that check? Did it feel amazing? Because it's like, wow, it makes it real now, what I'm doing.
Yeah. But I don't know, because I always tell people, like, you know, stuff just doesn't. I guess I'm not. People think that I'm a little. God, what would be that word? Could it be melancholy or whatever that they say? Mm-hmm. But I would never jump up and down in my seat, but I would acknowledge that. Boom. Okay. Boom. Yeah, we're doing something. This is how it works. I'm proud of myself, but okay, let's just keep moving and let's keep, you know what I'm saying, what's the next thing, or, you know, so, it makes you feel good. You know, it makes you feel like, you know what I'm saying, it's all worth it, you know, what you're doing, you know. So
yeah, was
man.
it ever discouraging because of the amount of work? And shout out to everyone in the check-in, Black Ace. I see you out there. I saw Carlito out there. Thank you everybody for tuning in. Tamara, I seen you out there. Gino and Chef, I see you out there. Oh, Prilito, I'm sorry, I said your name wrong. So was it ever discouraging because of the amount of work? And when you're in the business, it doesn't take off right away. So did you ever feel discouraged or ready to quit? And if you did, how did you stay I guess engaged and stay in tune with what you wanted to do?
Yeah, all the time, man. The reason that I named, because I would say this is it's not funny, but then it's kind of funny. The reason that I named different groups, when you hear me, when I say different groups, like going from Naj and Pops when we was Southside Wrecking Crew, then going to South Movement, then going to BPM, all those areas in between that, those were my quitting times. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? So you wonder how, you know what I'm saying, we jumped around from group to group, because those were my times where you felt discouraged. Oh, it's not going. It's not just the inside stuff that maybe goes on between, you know what I'm saying, group members or whatever, but it's just like, okay, what are we doing? You know what I'm saying? What are we doing? Boom. And then, you got people start pulling in different directions. The next thing, boom, you're doing something new. So yeah, it used to get discouraging all the time. But you keep going because it's just like music is in me. I don't know. People that like playing ball, that's what they like doing. Right. You'll see guys that go out there, they picking up a ball. These kids, I'll see them in the neighborhood all the time. They bouncing a basketball or throwing a football all the time. It's just what they like. That's just what's in them. So music has always been my thing. I always gravitated towards music. So yeah, man. So you just keep going because you always gravitate. Now my older age, you know what I'm saying? I sit down. My son is really talented. So he makes music
as well. Okay. So
yeah, he makes music. Yeah, I got to get the Joker to have him on here. He makes music, and he has a pretty large following on Instagram and stuff. But he would have times where he would be like, I don't want to do it. The state of hip hop, the way that it is now, he don't want to be associated with that. You know what I'm saying? Associated with that. because he's such a creative, and then what I'm saying, he's more on the positive side, so
what's his name on Facebook? I love that type of music. On Instagram.
On Instagram, Hey Oliver. So HEY, then Oliver is OLVR. Hey Oliver.
Okay.
But yeah, so
yeah, I got to follow him because he changed his name so much on his Instagram. I can't even find him no more. But I was following him on my old page, but I got to follow him now because I know that when he first started doing music, that little three song single he came out with, that joint was fire.
Yeah, man.
He was out of his element then. He wasn't following the trend. He reminded me of a Outkast,
Exactly.
you know what I mean, like a Andre 3000 type of thing, CeeLo Green type of sound that I was liking from him. He was very he was definitely different. And he reminded me of Pharrell a little bit too, though.
Yeah.
He's definitely a good talent.
All right, everyone. Well, I have to sign off. It was very nice meeting you, Cool Chuck. I will be sure to follow. Well, I am already following you. Thank you to Joker for inviting me on this Saturday. And you all have a wonderful day on purpose. I'll be sure to look up Hey Oliver as well. I love motivational music. So
yeah. All right, Beck. It's a pleasure to meet you. You take care now.
You too. Thank you.
No doubt. That was Beck Green, the queen. She got a lot of things going on at her podcast and everything, and we got something going on tomorrow. I'm gonna shout that out near the end of the show. But I'm still here with my brother Cool Chuck, DJ.
That's
Cool
right.
Chuck, that is straight from Anderson, South Carolina. Hip hop head. He definitely is doing his thing every day, all day. Let people know what you got going on right now, though. We talked about the history. What you got going on right now?
Yeah, right now, man, still working, still on the DJ grind. You know what I'm saying? I like to sometimes, I say to my wife, I kind of get disenchanted with it, you know what I'm saying, sometimes, but but you got to keep going. So I keep going, and you know what I'm saying, because I like sometimes I talk to Tuck sometimes, and it's like you don't know if people really appreciate, you know what I'm saying, the old DJ style, or as he would say, the true school way of DJing, you know what I'm saying? Right. So we don't know if people appreciate that because the trap has taken over so much. And man, I'm at we was at a sporting event, my daughter's softball game. And in between the little in between their little takes or whatever, they changing batters, little white kids out there, they would play all this trap music in between. And I'm like, and these are like white people that live, you know what I'm saying, live in these you know what I'm saying, in these little prestigious little areas, and showing like rap has taken everybody, you know what I'm saying? Even they are listening to it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So rap runs everything, but I kind of get disenchanted with it sometimes, because if I do parties, and a lot of times, you know what I'm saying, I try to take it the true school way, as Tuck was saying, and I would do a lot of the you know what I'm saying, what the kids would call now, they call it old school or whatever. But I think this music never gets old. You know what I'm saying? Right. So I would mix a lot of this stuff, but you know what I'm saying, lo and behold, you got them coming up to the DJ booth, and only thing they want to hear, hey, you got any Future? You got any young boy? You know, you got any?
That's my daughter. My kids, grew up on listening to that. My daughters, old JJ, he a Future fan, and a little baby, and he loved the old school because of me. He loved I kept the hip hop in the house. Him growing up, and he always listened to all my Nas's and my Common and all that, and now that around that time when he was born, it was like that's when they was kind of talking about hip hop was dead. By the time that me and you was working at Shirt King, and we was excited to hear like a little brother.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You know what I'm
saying? Remember we used to pump that album. Tommy was coming out. Who is that? Y'all like that?
That was true hip hop though. Like that was
exactly.
And that was in my blood from day one. I liked it the changeover. I liked it the changeover when Kanye came through that sound, and then Jadakiss kept it alive. You know that Jadakiss Last Kiss album was banging at that time, and you know what I mean. I like the stuff that T.I. was doing. I like some of that trap music, the early trap music. You know what I mean, the Pastor Troy's and stuff like that, and the David Banner. We used to ride on it. That was, you know, to me that was a form of our hip hop culture too, even though with a little bit of South trap mixed, you know, with different sounds. So. You know, and I seen the transition. I was feeling the transition. We used to talk about it all the time. That transition is coming. It's going to change the game, but we also talked about it's going to repeat itself.
Right.
And shout out to my Buffalo family, Griselda. That was the transition of the rebirth. That was that cycle when they got signed. When Eminem signed Griselda, that's when I seen the rebirth of the hip hop culture. Coming, and the best thing is came from my hometown. That was the best feeling in the world, man. And I was talking about we was in Shirkey's. We was a pump Benny before he was Benny. He was Benny 2 Chainz. He was on the Lil Wayne mixtape, Wayne's 07.
Right.
You see, my man Mike Pratt was sitting there with the Buffalo combat jersey I had. He was in the track with Lil Wayne. So, So Benny 2 Chainz. So I used to bump that joint and say, "Yo, my people coming," and look at 10 years later, boom. You know, they signed with Westside Gunn, Conway, Benny. They signed Eminem signed them for a label deal. So now everybody doing boom bap. Now the boom bap era is definitely strong right now. Like, so how you feel about that transition? How you feel about the boom bap era now? Listen to the boom bap underground MCs now. Do you listen to a couple that you listen to?
Yeah. I do. I listen to Benny. I like a lot of his stuff. But I listen to some abstract cats like Mocha Only. I think he's out of Canada. But he might have lived in the States. But anyway, he's out of Canada. But I would listen to guys like that.
You like Lapoti the Legend?
No, who was that?
Lapoti the Legend. He's from France, but he lived in Brooklyn for a while. He a beast. Action Bronson. People like that. They stayed in I know a lot of them, man. I'm in that lane very heavy. In that boom bap era, because that's the type of wave I get into. That's my style anyway. So, they play my music and stuff too. But it's a lot of them out there, man. That culture right now is very strong. Boom bap radio, Flip the Script radio, play a lot of that stuff. If you go online, they're gonna be on my new show coming out on Even Rush Network. I'm gonna be pushing a lot of that on that podcast starting on the 14th of April. And I'm gonna be pushing a lot of the different boom bap radios stations to where you could actually hear some true school hip hop. And I met a lot of them, like Terminology, him, of course, my brother Conway the Machine. They now they're more on the mainstream. They slowly getting into that way, which is cool because it fits. It fits. You know what I mean? I never was mad at that. I like when people can always go back to what's hot right now and still go back to your real original roots. That's what's up. And that's what I did coming up, being in the South, being with you. I had to change up. I love my hip hop, but I did a little something when I was with the 85 South Click. I was doing this when the Snap sound came, the Franchise Boy sound, the Knuck Up You Buck. Club, what they call that? Club fight music. I mean, that was
right. Still playing to this day, man. The kids, it's amazing that some of that stuff, like we remember back in our day, man. The kids still love it now. So, dude, I can't finish a teenage party without playing Knuck If You Buck. You know what I'm saying? I can't finish a party out if I don't play that. I was a whack DJ.
You
know what I'm saying?
That's a classic, though. But I mean,
it's classic.
They came to Shirt Kings, and we met the group.
Man. Yeah, people don't believe that. Yo, I got it on my wall, dude. I got it on my wall. Whatever happened? I didn't understand what happened to Princess and whatever the other girl. What was the girl name?
Princess and Diamond.
Diamond, but they didn't come in with the fellas. You remember the fellas came in there, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
The little boy who was the producer, Lil J, and the rest of them came in there.
That was Princess' brother.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he did all the beats.
Yeah, he done all the beats.
That's when Fruity Loops first came out.
Yeah.
He's one of the first rappers to really make a hit between him and Soulja Boy. I don't know who was first. You know, Soulja Boy. I was the first one. You know, Soulja Boy.
He might have not been, because it was like cats like that, like Lil J, that was probably on it first. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, Lil J was strong. He was strong with Fruity Loops, because I didn't know about Fruity Loops until after I heard Enough of You Buck, and then that's when Trizzy Tracks. This when he started doing it. And Anderson, because you know he real big right now on IG right now, killing it. But because he doing some big things. He did a production for Wale. That joint fire. When he started when he introduced the Fruity Loops, that's when I got my first computer. When I started doing the beat, I couldn't figure that shit out. I was like,
me too. You know, because Mr. Will tried to have me learn it too, and I was like, nah. I was more like a hardware dude. So you know what I'm saying? I had to have an SP12 or MPC, or like I said, the ASR10. I had to have that.
We like to be hands on making the track.
Yeah.
On the keyboard, on the laptop, nah, dog. I
couldn't understand that.
Man, once I finish the bass line, I'm done.
Right. Like right now, dude. You know, I told you I do my production on the machine, right? The machine by Native Instruments, right? And so you're using a lot of software with that. But you know what I'm saying, it's still, my face is glued to that drum machine. I'm glued to that, and not so much the screen. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I still have to have it. I still have to have hardware. I still got, No, it's the machine. It's by Native Instruments. Ninth Wonder uses it. Everybody uses it. Matter of fact, if you heard the beat, if you actually use this drum machine, or use this software by Native Instruments, machine. I think they might call it Machina or something. It's actually the way that you pronounce it, but we say machine. If you heard production, if you heard any songs on the radio, and they do those hi-hats in a particular way, where the hi-hats sound like they slow down, they go, and they something like that. It's from Native Instrument. It's from that. It's from the machine. So everybody's using that. Everybody using that drum machine, man. Yeah.
Okay. Because as far as the digital software, Fruity Loops and all that, I see a lot of the people, got a digital format of the MPC. I know my man Benny Bronco, one of my producers on work out here in Albuquerque. He has two different MPCs. He has the original one. And then he got the digital one that you can have a touch screen.
Yeah, okay.
You know what I mean? And also remind you when you're doing a sample, and you re-say when you know how you was on your ASR 10 joint, when you can chop the sample up, but you can't see where you chop it at. You got to catch it. Exactly. See, with this here, it catch it for you. Like it's on the screen, and it's like a dot right there. And it comes, and then he throw the beat on one pad, but then you just hitting the pass to go with the beat.
Okay.
So I'm watching him. He didn't teach me yet, because he wanted to teach me, because I told him I want to invest in one. He said he would train me on one, but I was watching him. I'm like, okay, I think I might get that. It looks simple, but when you got that technology, it really is not, because he's doing on some other stuff that I don't even know what he's doing.
Right.
I don't see his fingers going like this.
Yeah.
I don't know what you're doing, big dog. You know what I mean? But when you get that set up and then you do it, then I know what you're doing, because you're slowing down and you're going with the beat with it, because it's a boom bap beat. It's only like an 88 BPM, maybe a 91 BPM, so I can catch it for what you're doing, and I can figure it out from there. But as far as setting it up, no, I get lost. Just like the Fruity Loops, I got lost. Like, you got to put the dots, and that's like Tetris. That's like a puzzle.
You know what I'm saying? Put together a puzzle. I couldn't do that. I just couldn't do that, because making beats for me, you know how we used to do. Making beats for me is just more like a feel. You know what I'm saying? It's a feel. it's a feel to me, and it's not what I'm looking at on the screen. Place this there, place that there. To me, that takes the soul out of it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Right. So even with the ASR 10, you know, I was good at setting the sample and catching the sample, but all that when you make a mistake, it throws me off because then I forget.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because see, you do it so fast. You know, you so quick with it. You know how you know you keep your memory going with it. Like, okay, I was doing this. Okay,
because I work with it. I work with it every day. You just wasn't on there. Me and Tuck worked with it, so we was going command function, command truncate, boom, 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 boom. You know what I'm saying? So we was just you know, So
I was getting better at it because I know a couple times I went to your house like 3 nights in a row. I was getting the hang of it, but I still couldn't get it when I got that certain type of idea of what I want of my sound, like the same track when I produced it, the FOC track. I had that certain sound that I wanted, and so you should do it for me so I won't forget it. You're like, let me go ahead and do it so you won't forget it, because that's how dope. That's hot. So you know, let me do it, then you just go ahead and do it. Then when you mess up again, I jump in, boom, boom, boom. Then you go forget. And then once we got it, then I could see the growth of the production growing, and then I get excited, like, okay, now we building something here. If you weren't there, the second time I mess up, man, forget this track, man. Man, I'm about to go to the Fats or somebody.
No doubt. Shout out to Fat, man. Fat man. That dude's dope, man.
Shout out to Fats, man.
As well as Cuzzo, man. Professor, man. They just dope, man. Yeah, and I remember them guys, man. They was just starting. I wouldn't say they got their start because they was doing their own thing. I would say they got their start from me and Tuck, but me and Tuck was the first people that, you know, put them on tracks that we produced that, you know, it wound up being on that Kakalaki compilation joint. But them dudes are dope. But then now they just took it and went somewhere else with it. But they dope. Yeah.
Did y'all have a hard time back in the day finding the studio to record?
Kind of, sort of, because we used to rest in peace to oh man, Keys to Please owner. Oh man, Tim Bell. Rest in peace to Tim Bell, man. Tuck was like, I found a guy, older guy, but he's got studio. You go in Tim Bell's house and he have 120 keyboards stacked on each other. You was like, man, who is this dude, man? He was like, dang, man, this is dope. Yeah, talented. He's like, oh, this is dope. Me and Tuck, that's where we first started recording that right there. Tim Bell's Keys to Please studio, man.
Yeah, man. His mixing and mastering was phenomenal.
Yeah, man.
You actually see him work. Like most of the time, we used to lead the work there. He'll do it. But one time I sat there when I was doing the Empire EP. And I did the joint with my man, shout out on my man, Steve Pickens, man. My man Steve Pickens.
Hey, that's a name I haven't heard in a while.
Yeah, man, he was nice on that bass. And I actually the first time being in a recording studio, not the studio that we see now, y'all. Like y'all have on your Pro Tools, and we that's a studio, but we went to a full-fledged. That was the first full-fledged studio in a house I've ever been in was Tim Bell.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He had the 120 track recorder across the thing, and you said he had like 7 to 8 keyboards. He had every software equipment you could ever think of in there. He had the ASR 10. He had the Triton when it first came out. He had the Roland joint, the MPC, the MPC 100, MPC 1000, the MPC this, He had the big joint where you could put the little mini discs in.
Yeah, he had everything, man.
Digital DAT. He had a DAT machine. He had 4 reels. Like he had a full-fledged orchestra. And you can bring an orchestra band in his studio back in those days and do a straight orchestra track.
This is true.
Man. And he had 2 sets of drums in the booth.
Yep. So man.
Stand. He had that was the first full-fledged studio I ever been into. I was in heaven. I met him I didn't meet him through Tuck though. Somebody who brought me to I think it was Levi Stress that brought me to Tim Bell.
Okay, Levi. Shout out to
El Stress.
Levi.
Shout out to my man El Stress, man. I talked with him last week. Yeah, I got definitely gonna bring him back on the show. But yeah, he brought me there. And then after that, I went to Damon Downs. Shout out to Damon Downs.
Yeah. I forgot about Damon. Yeah.
Damon Downs. It was at Electric City Records.
Yeah. We never recorded with him, but I remember doing a track for Mad Weasel, and Weasel recorded in Damon Downs studio. We was up in there. Yeah.
That was really cool. I liked his lab. He was the first distribution company out of Anderson. He actually was doing the distribution, hard copies, CDs, cassettes, and all that. So you know what I'm saying? So yeah, when I went to Damon Downs, that was my second best studio. And I liked about Damon because he had the distribution, and you can actually get after you get done, he'll make copies. He'll design the artwork for you. Mm-hmm. Everything was like one-stop shop, a joint for a low price. Like it really hit your pockets. But people used to be lined up in that studio though. I remember one time the line was coming outside one time. It was raining outside and everything, and I remember seeing the line coming out of people from Pendleton, from Clemson, from Seneca, from Belton. A lot of rappers and producers and rock singers and all different genres of music used to go there to get their stuff done.
Yeah, he had it on lock, man. Yeah, no doubt, he had it on lock. Yep.
But that was that you had to take advantage of that, because if you had to go somewhere else to get that stuff, you had to go to Atlanta.
Mm-hmm. That's right.
Or Charlotte somewhere, because I remember I went to the Charlotte studio. And where you at? I mean, shout out to my man Voicebox, man. I went to his studio out there with his father. Rest in peace to his dad. They had a studio in their living room, and they did distribution like that too.
Okay.
And that, you know what I mean? So and they had other companies and stuff downtown. On Central and all that. They have places out there in Charlotte back in the day. We had to go there. These have distribution companies get your stuff done. So you couldn't really find no other place around the area in the upstate South Carolina unless you went to Atlanta or Charlotte. So when Damon opened his shop up, everybody took advantage of that, because you had to take that hour ride to Atlanta to get something done, and then back then you had to make a phone call to get an order. You couldn't do it online. Mm-hmm. You got to call to get an order. You got to get had your credit card and all. And listen, man, people didn't want to do all that, man. They ain't want to do all that. So Damon knew what he was doing when he opened that shop, man. He ate good on that.
Yes, sir. No doubt. It was another cat that we used to record it. Why his name don't slip me, dude?
You talking about the studio at Clemson?
No, not in Clemson. It was out in the country part in Anderson. Dude was once because he used to tell us the story. He was once an apprentice for Teddy Riley. Oh my God, you know him because I think he got some brother. Oh, his name was at the tip of my tongue. Oh,
he wore glasses.
Yeah, well, Tuck is gonna kill me because I don't know that. Yeah,
he mastered. When I recorded the song with FOC.
Okay.
They had it mixed down through another company. They didn't master it, but he mastered it for us.
Mm-hmm. Dude, he was really good.
He was good. We got it on the DAT. That was he had that what was the name of that tape that you was talking about when we was on Shirt King, and you said it was very expensive, and that's what Cole Hands from FOC had. They had it on the DAT after they recorded. And I asked him, where'd you get this from? He said, yo, we got this from the dude. He said, he charged us $50 for it. I said, man, because I know that tape at that time, it was all black, and it was a black tape. It was jet black tape. It was all black, and it was technology was getting better. And that tape was good for like digital stuff for computers. Right. And you was like, we looked it up one time. You had the book. I don't know if Tuck brought the book to Shirt King, and they had that machine in that they wanted like $3,200 for that mug. I'm like, what? That machine, what?
Professional joint. Professional joint. Yes, sir.
But the tapes by yourself was running you about $130 for one.
Yeah.
And he was like, and that's what Cold Hands had. That they track on there to give to the same dude we talking about, the master for us.
Yeah, and I got his name. It got my subconscious kept searching for it. Dale Simpson. Dale Simpson was
Yeah,
dope.
that's
Dale,
right.
Dale was dope. Dale was dope. Yeah, he
Yeah,
recorded
yeah.
all the BPM stuff. He recorded Katrina C. Yeah,
Yeah,
man.
yeah, but when we
Yep.
gave him that tape, he did the mastering for it. He mastered it for us. And that's when I brought it back on disc when Shirt Kings was over there where they built Lowe's at. And I
Okay.
we played it in the store for the first time. You was like, that sound good. You was like, where you get it? And I said, yeah, Dale the best. He's like, oh yeah. He said, yeah, okay, yeah, Dale, yeah. Yeah, that sound like it sound. He mastered that good. And he had that's the time he had speakers in his bouncing
Yeah. Oh yeah.
speakers.
Yeah.
Man, that joint sound, that was the best sounding recording in a long time. This digital now, that sound is different. It's clear. It's
Yeah.
not that sound that we talking about.
It's
Find
not.
that sound no more.
It just doesn't have that full, that punch, and just that warm feel to it. Because it's all digital. It's all digital, man. You
Digital keep
tell different.
everything clear. That's why I like the tracks that Lopodi the Legend doing and the tracks that one my other man 88 Blessed, a good producer. I like that they take they samples and they keep it dirty
Mhm.
and they mix it down dirty to
Yeah.
where, and then they put that clear kick and then put that clear snare on top of it and give it that little bit of that warm sound, but it's still not the same. It's still
Yeah.
not the same.
Right.
It's getting there, but I'll be like, you'll get that feel. You get that feel when you listen to it. Like, okay, I'm feeling that warm sound, but it's missing something, and then,
Yeah.
because of that digital, and that's why I like certain things that like my man Benny Bronco do. I don't know how he do it, man. I don't know if he's sampling kicks from a drum. I don't know if he's sampling from the actual sound, but his beats sound like they have that warm sound a little bit too. And that's why I told him that I want him to produce my next project, because I'm like, oh, that's the sound I'm looking for. That matches my voice and how I spit and how I spit these bars. I like it fits. It give me that energy, and it reminds me of the tracks you used to give me. When you used to make your beats. Same thing. It had that same type of energy to it, and I missed that sound. And that's why I got to do a whole album with my man Benny Bronco out here in Africa. Shout out to Benny Bronco. He in the lab right now, focused on his new album right now, and I can't wait to hear it. But yeah, cool, Chuck, man, it's been a blessing to have you on this jump ball.
Yeah, man. I don't know why you would want to have me, sucker. I ain't doing that.
You had to put
But
that
yeah,
little
man.
thought in there.
Yeah. I hear you, man. You official, man. Yes, sir. Yes, sir, man. Man,
Yeah,
I miss all the days we used to just chop it up like this, man. And Shirt Kings, man. Again, rest in peace, man. The old boss man, Tommy, man. But yeah, we used to have so much fun, man. Man.
Speaking of Shirt Kings, how did you feel about working in that store to where we was involved with the culture of what was going on? We was in the marketplace working at Shirt Kings. How'd you feel about being in that marketplace of being involved? Like we was connected to all the shows in Greenville. We selling tickets. The marketplace was there. The magazine people come to our store. BG came and did the video with Seven and them and all that. We was in the mix of that. How'd you feel being in the marketplace?
See, again, it was me. It was like nothing like, I would say amazes me, but it's just like I don't, it's like, how with some people would just say, well, it's just what I do, it's just what I do. You know what I'm saying? So,
Right.
you know what I'm saying? So I don't, so I don't get like overly excited about, about stuff.
Right,
But
right.
but we was in there and we was rolling, and like you said, we was connected to a lot of joints. Boss Man was putting on concerts and we was connected to a lot of stuff, but it was just like, that's just what we, this just what we doing. That, you know what I'm saying? But
Right.
we always represented the culture, man. And that's what Shirt Kings was about, man. It was about the clothing. It was about the sound. It was about the culture, man. That's what we did.
And I learned more about fashion being in that store, because Tommy was a fashion type of guy.
Right,
You know what I mean? Tommy was the Virgil of South Carolina. You know what I mean? Because he had everything. Everything he had was different. Nobody had what he had.
That's
And
right.
he used to bring
That's right.
clothing lines in there that was official, that nobody knew about, but we knew about it because we was in the culture. We read the Source magazines at the time. We didn't have the digital like we have now. We had we had to go to the store to buy the magazines. Everything that was in those magazines was in our clothing store.
That's right. That's right.
At that
Yep.
time.
Exactly. Johnny Handsome and what was the other Joe we
Johnny
said?
Handsome, Johnny Blaze.
Johnny Blaze, the Snoop Dogg clothing, Outkast.
What's the other clothing line? The Rakim clothing line. God Body.
The God Body.
Yeah.
You know, we used to love those damn jeans, man.
Yeah, the God Body.
Yeah, man. We used to love those jeans.
What's the other one? The jacket that you bought from the store? That was the clothing line out of the West Coast. It was called Ice Cube, and we used to wear them all the time. Not the Dickies, but the
That's what I'm thinking. That it was the Snoop Dogg. It wasn't the Snoop Dogg joint.
We had Snoop Dogg wearing there too. We had Snoop gear in the store too. Because Tom used to go to Vegas to the Magic Show all the time.
Yeah.
And bring back a lot of clothes. But
Man.
the other jet you had, but I didn't get because you took the last one. It was the brown tip of my tongue. The initials was CC. Was it something concrete?
Oh yeah. It slipped me. I was,
But it was suede and it had like imprints of different logos on it.
yeah, I know what you're talking about.
That clothing line, that clothing line was expensive. That was our Louis Vuitton at that time, really. That some concrete, God Body. Man, he had the Jay-Z sneakers in there. The Carter.
The Rockefeller joints.
Yeah, the Rockefeller. He had the Dame Dash Pro Kegs.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man.
But Tommy kept the culture alive, man. He brought the culture to Anderson. People didn't know what they was buying because we was into the culture, from the fashion to the music,
Exactly.
to the sound.
That's what I was getting ready to say. I don't really think now when you look back on it, I don't really think people in Anderson really respected and understood what he brought. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
What he was bringing to Anderson. But like you said, he brought that fashion and that look of the culture, man. He brought that to Anderson. You know what I'm saying? He showing up dead, man. Shout out, man. Rest in peace, Tommy, man.
Yeah. Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, he definitely brought it. And I know some people was down, like, he was down with all that type of stuff. But that kept me alive to push the culture forward too as an artist. Like I was like you. I was getting to the point where I wasn't going to do no rhyming no more. I wasn't going to do this, but being in that place, working there every day, and seeing and feeling the energy and all those mixtapes we should see in the mixtape room and listen to the music, that kept me alive. That kept me want to bring back the pen and pad and you know what I mean. I even got into the fashion part when I came with the 9 Elements joint. So
yeah, man.
Fashion a little bit, trying to get my creativity on and me being an artist. So it's like that. Yeah, Tommy definitely pulled the culture forward to a whole nother level to where that represented us. We was doing grills too. Them grills, we did grills too.
You remember that? You remember that? Tommy come in. Oh, y'all selling the grill, but look at all these clothes, Bob. Look at all these clothes. Oh yeah, cause y'all gonna sell the grill, cause y'all get all of that. Y'all get all that money. Y'all get that grill, but all these clothes still up here, Bob. Yeah, man. I remember that, man. Yes, sir. Man.
That was that bonus though. You know what I mean? Tommy understood the value of working and building because he really looked out for us. We went on vacation and what I'm saying, and Myrtle Beach and Florida and stuff like that. So it was like he really made us feel, what I'm saying, like we can do this too. Like we can open our own store too. We can, what I mean? That was the vibe that I was getting from Tommy. And he was teaching, what I'm saying, virus how to put together an order sheet. We used to do the order sheets for the store. We really was involved in retail on a whole different scale. Like,
right.
From the inventory, because you was the manager and I was the assistant manager, but the inventory and stuff like that was some work. That's when the work came in, the inventory part. And so that I tell people all the time, like, it ain't easy to open a clothing store, because you gotta have everything on paper, and you gotta know them barcodes, you gotta know everything. And then when I worked at On the Move, I really was learning on a whole different scale from being in the mall. So
Right.
the wisdom I learned from Tommy, I was already ahead of the game. So that's why they kept me in the store, because I knew a lot of, what I'm saying, Shan and Maine, they used to keep me in there because I was the look of Anderson from being in Shirt King.
That's right. Yep.
You know what I mean? We was pretty much the look. We was the trademark
Right.
of the city of hip hop. Everybody came to Shirt King to drop CDs off, tickets for shows.
You remember that? You remember that point too?
Yeah.
I remember dropping money at Big Business from Badass Is. I remember dropping money in his hand, and he was like, I forgot I had CDs in here, and he was like, what's this for? Like, dude, you know what I'm saying? We sold all your CDs, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, man. So stuff like that, man. Tommy used to, like you said, man, push the culture forward, man, and stuff like that. We thought, to me, it was like, this was just stuff that we were doing, and you just didn't think about it, but all the time, man, you know what I'm saying? We were just getting those jewels, and he was teaching us, you know what I'm saying?
Yes, right.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
And we was in the culture heavy, and then it got scary after a while, because when I say scary, because when you start meeting people in the game, we was meeting the all the celebrities coming to the store, and like you said, when you went down to Atlanta to the record company, it get fearful a little bit.
Yeah,
because everything's moving too fast.
Yeah, exactly.
When DJ Jelly came to our store, like, you know what I mean?
Yep.
Like, what?
Yeah,
DJ Jelly? Like, what?
Yes, sir.
Yes, Fire Mob. What's a Mac Breezy? What's the Mac Breezy?
Yeah, Mac Breezy.
Mac Breezy. The Franchise Boys came through. Rest in peace to the Franchise Boy. He passed away of cancer, man. The member, man. Rest in peace to him too.
Oh wow, which one? Which one? The dark skin one?
The dark skin slim one.
Wow, really?
The heavyset one. That was his brother.
Right. Okay. Wow.
Yeah, he passed away of cancer. Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, prostate cancer. He passed away. He passed away about 7 years ago, maybe.
I might remember that, but I think this little stint I had with COVID, it killed a lot of my memory. We talked about that earlier.
That COVID. Yeah, COVID told me
killed my memory, man.
Yeah. He passed away, but when we met the Franchise Boys, they came through. Trillville came through.
I remember all of that. Yes, sir.
Trillville came through. We didn't get to see still Scrappy though. The Scrappy came through. I think we was on vacation when he came.
Yeah, something happened with that.
I think his sisters got pictures with him when he came to the store. So Scrappy.
Something happened with that, but
Fred from the band.
Yep. I still got all those pictures on my wall. Right now, where I got the camera set up at, right in behind is those pictures. Me and you at Shirt King, Freddie. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, man. I still got all those pictures, man.
Man. That was solid. We was in the culture. We was definitely in there, man. We was connected. You know what I mean? We just didn't know how to capitalize off it, because it ain't like it is now. With the internet, you can actually capitalize off a lot of things now off this internet. Once you know how to use it consistently, you know how to use the marketplace. I teach digital marketing now, so I've been studying this marketing game since Mr. Will put me on game in 2004, and I've been growing ever since. And now he look at me now like, yo, you on a whole nother level with this marketing. I said, yeah, man, I see what you was talking about. Like, it was all about marketing back then, and I didn't understand. We understand the promotion part of it, because we always want to get played on the radio.
Right.
And that's what we was pushing, to get played on the radio. We didn't know about all this other stuff. And really, we didn't care. We just want to be creative, get on the mic, make beats, record, get our pen game right. That's all we focused on. We didn't do.
That's it.
We didn't care about everything else. But I know Mr. Will was always used to come and put down on the table that you need to know this. You need to know it. Even Tuck used to come in. You need to know this. You need to know this though, Frank. You do that, but you got to know this too, though. You can't get that bag if you can't get this right here, though. I'm telling you.
That's him, man.
I tell you.
That's my boy. Shout out, man, DJ Tuck, man, the legend himself.
Yeah,
You know, he always give everybody their flowers and give they props, man. But Tuck is that dude, man.
Yeah,
Tuck goes way back because when I talk to my older cousins, you know what I'm saying, and they be like DJ AD. Back in the day, he was DJ AD before he was DJ Tuck. So
Yeah.
Tuck go way back. He way deep in the game, man.
Yeah, man. I'm gonna definitely bring him on the show, on the Underground Lounge show at the Evening Rush Network. For those who tuned in, man, I'll be on the Evening Rush Network on the 14th, starting every Friday after that. On Evening Rush Network. Go to evenrushnetwork.com, download the app. The Underground Lounge podcast will be there. It's a spinoff of the pop-up show, The Joker. I'm still going to be on 716 Live and IBP Media, and I'll be live still on 514 Online Mix Radio every morning from Monday through Friday out of Montreal, 7 o'clock Eastern Time. I'm still celebrating 50 years of hip hop, and on Thursday we do Throwback Thursdays. So yeah, y'all definitely tune in and jam with me some good music. I'll be playing some good hip hop. The playlist be crazy the last 3 days, man. They played a lot of De La Soul since De La Soul got their masters now. They trying to give them their bag back. They trying to catch up, ain't they?
Yeah, man. Yeah, they trying to get you exactly. They try to catch up. Yeah, man, because them cats supposed to be up there, man. But yeah, I'm so proud of that. And you know what I'm saying? It's kind of bittersweet that it comes after, you know what I'm saying, Dave, Dave passed away. But
Dave, man. Yeah, rest in peace to him, man. And so so everybody tune in on that, man. The playlist is crazy. I'm doing my thing, and I would love to bring Cool Chuck back on another time, because this is definitely a good conversation. Shout out to all my Anderson and South Carolina, Greenville. Shout out to the Anderson cats that about to go pro in football. This one man Hamilton and you remember the old Hamilton, he was a little young boy back in the day, coming to the store with his mama. Hamilton and Zach. Bad Zach. He used to come. We used to do the teen club. He wasn't a teenager back then. His brothers was, but he used to come. They used to bring him to the club, and Tommy let him in. Though after he was about 8 years old at that time when we did the teen club. But yeah, them boys going pro, man. They was at the combine. One with the Westside High School, one with the TL Hannah. And they at the combine, man. They're about to hit the draft, man. So we got 2 more legendary come out of Anderson going pro in football. So shout out to them boys, man. You know what I mean? And shout out to the twins in the NBA. What's them boys' name? They both play in the NBA from Anderson. Got them boys, the twins' name. I remember them boys when their moms and pops come to Shirt Kings too. So Shirt Kings coming up, man. I mean, not Shirt King, but South Carolina is coming up with the sports and acting and all that.
No doubt.
Larry Nance said the only one now. Larry Nance said the only one now. Your cousin.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, wait, Larry Nance, them Nance is supposed to be y'all cousin. yeah. I see he got some sons in the league too and stuff, man. I wonder where Mike Nance is at. Where's Mike Nance at, man? Yeah, his brother Mike. I wonder where he at, man. But man. I think Larry's on the he's in the NASCAR racing side or something now, man. He got a racing team or something.
Yeah, that's a definitely good bag in that area. That's a good lead. That's a good marketplace. Once you learn it, he definitely been in it for a while. Shout out to Larry, man. You know what I'm saying? I met him one time at the east side, but they had the east side barbecue one time. He came through. They had the family reunion. He came
the barbecues was big over there. But we didn't go over there because at the time, that stigma, that was east side, and South. We didn't go over there, but that was big.
But the barbecues are big, man, and it's a gangster fight over there. That's the only time you go over there, if you're going to pick somebody up or you're driving through. But
right.
If you're doing them 2 things, you don't need to be on the east side, bro.
Right, man. Yeah,
that's a fact. But appreciate you, man, being on the platform, man. 716 man. With the Joker. My man, DJ Cool Chuck, legendary, out of Anderson, South Carolina, man. He's definitely a 864 Underground king in the building.
I appreciate that, man.
You're one of the kings, one of the 4 fathers of hip hop of Anderson.
Man. Yeah, man, we tried, man. We tried to do our thing, man. But you know what I'm saying, still keeping it going, man. We love it, man.
Yeah. We definitely. I enjoyed meeting you all. It's a blessing. It's a blessing from the Most High to meet brothers like you, Tuck, and good hospitality out there in Anderson, South Carolina. The times I was there, even in the bad times, it was good times out there, man. That's what made it so different. Even though we was all struggling, and we could barely get a bologna sandwich, but everybody was still happy, and everybody was still, coming together, man. So it's a blessing to have you. I see you still at it. Keep going. Tell the wife and the family what's up. You know what I mean?
You do the same, man. Yeah, you do the same, man. Man, it was a pleasure, man. Thank you for having me, bro. Man, yeah, we got to do it again, man. You know who else you need to get on here? I don't know if you had him on here, but shout out to Corey Septic, man. Shout out to Corey Septic. Yeah, Corey on here already.
I ain't had him on this platform. I had him on my old platform on the radio show. I had him at 7. I got 7. I had 7 on the radio.
7 on here too. Shout out to 7.
On Blog Talk Radio. Yeah, when I was on Blog Talk Radio, I had 7, and I had Corey Septic. I gotta get both of them back on here. I know 7 was going through something. I know he had surgery. Shout out to him at 7, man. You know what I mean? He have some health issues since COVID too. So you know what I mean. And shout out to also to Corey Septic. Saying he said he got kidney failure. We're praying for him. You know what I mean? But yeah, I got to bring my man Corey back on, man. And he my top lyrical MC coming out of A&D, man. For real.
Man, no doubt. Yeah, pound for pound, without a doubt, bro.
Yeah, he number one. I don't think nobody can spit better than that brother right there, man. There's some ones out there that's fire, but he was so consistent with it back in the day. He was, every track he destroyed every time. Especially some tracks you produced for him on the Spinner Web 1 or 2.
I did a few tracks. He was trying to set something up to get me to do tracks for this new joint right now, but I told him, bro, you know what I'm saying? It just right now it's not in my spaces. It got stuff everywhere. I'm trying to learn a new joint, new machine, and I don't want to give him no crap. You know what I'm saying? Because who he is and what we've done. You know what I'm saying in the past. You know what I'm saying?
Whatever work you gonna give him,
you
gonna put that heat on that thing. That's one artist. I don't care. It's a lot of people in the game right now, even in the mainstream. Underground, I can't hold it. I'm not capping or nothing. But this brother Corey Septic is one of the most unique MCs I ever met. Ever. You know what I mean? I got my favorites. I got my Rakims and everything. But yeah, he can definitely roll with the best, man. He's definitely that boy. And his wordplay is definitely crazy. And his storytelling is unbelievable.
Yes,
storytelling. I gotta bring him back on here though. But yeah, man, you stay on, Cool Chuck. You stay on. We're gonna talk backstage and we can get him off this air. Appreciate everybody tuned in. Cool Chuck, let everybody know how they can reach you. I got it on the screen. The IG Cool Chuck _entertainment. Let other places you can get a hold of you at.
Yeah, man, that's pretty much it, man. Cool Chuck _entertainment on Instagram, and then on Facebook, I think I'm Cool Chuck Oliver on Facebook, because Facebook was doing that thing where they was making you put your real name on there. I like, man, this is some government shit, man. They make us put our real name on there because I wanted to put Cool Chuck on there, and nah, they make you put your, you know what I'm saying? So anyway, Chuck Oliver on Facebook, man. And other than that, man, shoot, you catch me whenever.
All you gotta do is hit my man up if you need anybody to DJ. If you in the Charlotte area, or if you in the upstate South Carolina area, upstate North Carolina area, you need some DJing for a party, baby shower, weddings, receptions, all that, you hit my man Cool Chuck up.
That's it. That's become a thing now. You know what I'm saying? Baby showers. Dude, when I got my first one, I was like, why they want a DJ at baby shower?
Yeah.
I'm like, they want a DJ at the baby shower. I was like, my wife was just like, you better get the damn money. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, yeah, okay, just do it for the money, whatever, man. But man.
We had baby showers on the radio. We put it on the radio, keep it moving.
What?
You put the radio, keep it moving. Get out the gifts, get your eat on, get your drink on, and get out the way. We ain't got no time for all that. But a lot of people's written venues with stuff like that now.
Yeah,
big showers,
they are.
graduation parties and all types of stuff. Yeah,
That's
y'all,
what-
anybody doing some graduation parties coming up, prom, after parties, or whatever you got going on, man, hit up Cool Chuck, man, on
That's right.
IG, man. Cool Chuck
That's
underscore
right.
IG.
On any one of those platforms, just hit me up, man. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, we'll be there to the inbox me. We'll be there, man.
Yeah, definitely. He'll definitely hook you up and make sure you get your track list together, see what music he got, and he'll make it do what it do for y'all, man. No doubt,
Hey,
man. My man,
Hey,
Cool
that's
Chuck.
what's it. That's it, man. I appreciate you, the Joker. You know what I'm saying, man? Thank you for having me on, man. The pop-up show, man. I appreciate it, man.
Yeah, man. Yeah, no doubt, man. Yeah, man. It's been a pleasure. You know what I mean? You stay right there, Cool Chuck. You know what I'm saying? Backstage, but we're gonna chop it up. And I appreciate everybody tuned in. And yeah, make sure y'all check in with me and my homegirl Vet Green tomorrow. Tomorrow we putting it together with the new joint we got going on. I keep forgetting it's new for me that I got so much things going on. I'll get it right one day for y'all. But yeah, tune in tomorrow. Y'all see everything on the platforms for tomorrow, for the radio show, for the conversations with Vet Green, with the R&B singing and all that. So we're gonna keep it going like that. And no doubt, we appreciate y'all. No doubt.
What's up? It's your boy Drizzy Drake. You are now rocking with me. Throughout the east, south, west, and north. Crowds start gathering when I start rapping. That's cause the beats is not live straight classic.
It's funny because I always see him in my views, but I never see him in my likes. They don't ever comment. They don't ever share nothing. They don't ever pull up the nothing I got going. Stop telling these folk you fuck with me, bro.
You gon' like this one, DJ Flipside. Don't provoke me if you know I have a temper. Never have a side chick, only if you pimp her. Up in the woods, the hood with no camper. The whole crew full of shit, it's like a pamper. Sweet well, smoking the air with no get back. Mad working Avery Park in my backpack. Po, driving through, now that's a fearsome. Pager go off, get off to have a threesome. The booty like a fruit basket to bust a cherry. New fight, chicks to choose up in the Perry. 3 up work real quick on each ferry. The block was my girl indeed to get married. So scary, one man dude to grind alone. South Park, getting dark in front of car bones. No cell phone, backseat sweet, getting mad on. Mindset, catching wreck, bringing in coupons. No internet, yet just sweat, so fuck a download. I reload the blunt, don't front just to get high.